Disclaimer before we start, this isn't about misogyny or chauvinism or sexism, right? I love women, girl power. So not the weekend just gone, but the weekend before that, Charlie's Angels had its opening box office weekend, which stars, written and directed by Elizabeth Banks. Now, it cost 48 million to make, and in its opening weekend, it only took in 8.6 million. Now, for the sake of this 5-minute thoughts, maybe it might be a little bit longer with this rant, but I watched it, I put myself through it, and the film is absolute trash. It's poorly written, it's poorly directed, it's poorly acted. The jokes are under-delivered and poorly observed, and the action, when there are action scenes in it, are actually not that good. Right from the get-go, within the first couple of minutes, you are not so much spoon-fed, but force-fed like an Irish hunger striker, feminist tropes and social justice warrior stuff. And it's just over the top. She came out last week, or whenever it was, that Elizabeth Banks defends Charlie's Angels and says Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel were successful because they're in a male genre. And in the last couple of days, it's now come back that she stated that she faces backlash after blaming men for the film's failure. Now, I'd like to just read some of this because and break it down and give my 2 cents to it. She states here, in an interview last week, she stated that if this movie doesn't make money, it reinforces a stereotype in Hollywood that men don't go see women do action movies, in response to the preemptive suggestion that the film was destined to bomb due to it being a female-led action pick. Now, let's just read what that quote was. It says, if this movie doesn't make money. So she's already got doubts about what she's created, right? She also stated that the success of the likes of Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel is down to comic book films being a male genre, and even though those movies are about women, they put them in the context of feeding a larger comic book world. Well, while I do agree with you that comics are a male genre and male orientated, those 2 films were strong character leads of females. Now, if it was done any other way, which was leaning towards a male orientated thing, the feminists would have had a field day. But as it was, they were very widely accepted and agreed that they were good films, you know. Plus, as well, what you're doing here is you're comparing apples and oranges. You're comparing female super spies, secret agents, with characters that have got superhuman abilities. It's 2 different genres, right? If your film was any good, right, first of all, which it ain't, and you made that statement towards other spy franchises like Mission Impossible, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., The Avengers, not the Marvel, 007, it would have held more weight, but you've just pretty much embarrassed yourself.
Well, that was awkward.
Yes, it was.
What you were up against in the cinema that weekend was films like Ford versus Ferrari in its opening box office weekend. Wicked film, review to come. Good Liar, which isn't that great. You got Abominable, Joker's still playing, Terminator Dark Fate still hanging in there. So, coupled with the fact that an average trip to the cinema these days for a family of 4, once you've got all of your 4 tickets, you've got your movie snacks and you've got your drinks, you're not getting much change out of 100, 150 bucks. So it's not going to be something that people are going to be going, oh yeah, and we've got to go and see that and we've got to go and see that, because you have to pick and choose of what you're going to see. The fact that you're saying that men won't do or see women do action movies is a load of bollocks.
Yes, I said bollocks, fuck it.
Because I like women action films. The original Charlie's Angels films that were in 2000 and 2003, I liked them.
Good morning, Angels.
Good morning, Charlie.
Now, while we're on the subject of this as well, with PC gone mental, this has just popped up, and Bond's number is up. Black female actor is the new 007. Daniel Craig retains title role, but 25th instalment in the franchise reveals codename has been reassigned to British actor Lashana Lynch. While Daniel Craig is set to reprise his role as James Bond in the next film, the franchise is set for a shake-up, which reports claiming that black British actor Lashana Lynch has been cast as 007, taking over Bond's secret agent number after his character leaves MI6. Now, there was a lot of backlash when there was talk about Idris Elba, a black guy playing 007, playing James Bond. I don't have a problem with it. I don't see why he can't. But for me, Bond is Bond. He is 007. He is a womanizer. He is male chauvinistic. He is misogynist that kicks ass against a supervillain who monologues his way through when he should be killing James Bond when he has the chance.
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Before I watch this, I'm going to hold out judgment, because for all I know, this might be the shake-up that the Bond franchise needs, with a strong black British woman coming in to take control. Who knows? Who knows? Personally, James Bond will always be James Bond. It's never Jane Bond. Although there was a film with Jane Bond, but the only theatre you'll see that in is one with, let's say, wipe-off seats.
Matron, take them away.
To sum up with this Charlie's Angels thing, she made a poor film and she's made some poor comments. I get the fact that you need to defend your film because it's your baby, you starred in it, you wrote it, you directed it. But instead of making really, really poor, frankly emotional, not logical comments about it, why don't you do something that's a little bit more radical? Like, learn how to make better films. Just a thought.
Tony.